Hello and welcome to our presentation of the Abra Open Enrollment module. The Abra Open Enrollment module is a part of our Abra Workforce Connection suite of products. As you can see from this particular example, Abra Open Enrollment integrates directly with the Abra Employee Self-Service module. Note that the Open Enrollment module can be implemented as a standalone product or integrated directly with Self-Service as an Abra Workforce Connection module set. To kick off Open Enrollment, let's first talk about the notification process. There will be a benefit administrator designated in the system who will be able to notify all employees that the open enrollment process is getting ready to begin. There's particular setup processes that we'll review in just a moment from a benefit administrator standpoint in regards to setting up your benefits as they flow over from the Abra HR system. You'll be designating benefit groups, benefit criteria, benefit eligibility, and approving the overall enrollment process. There are particular wizards in the system that help you go through that particular process, as well as specific wizards available in the system that help the employee go through their enrollment process as well. You can see under this particular notification for Nora Chin that the enrollment process has begun. There's a notification that can be sent out by an administrator through email to let all employees know that this particular process has kicked off. To go ahead and start the open enrollment process, we'll go out to the open enrollment selection on the menu. And the first thing that will appear is a welcome screen and a set of wizards that we'll step through to perform our open enrollment process. The welcome screen will provide us with information regarding the open enrollment periods, as well as contact information. Also notice the area on the right-hand side, our FYI area. This provides us information regarding our open enrollment wizard as well, along with links to different things like benefit documentation, third-party provider websites, and also current benefit selections, so that we can do some benefit modeling, comparing current costs to costs based on the employment elections that we make as we step through the wizard. If I click Next, that takes me to the next screen. The next screen brings up an instruction page. Note that on these pages that all the text can be customized to meet your specific organization requirements. This information reflects the benefits that the employee currently participates in. It also lets the employee know that they can exit this process at any time. Also note that if you decide to exit the process, you can save your work temporarily and go back in and visit your work and update your information until you decide to finally confirm your benefit. If we go out to the bottom here and click Next, that'll take us to the next page. And the next page kicks off our specific benefit elections. Note that on these particular pages, there's quite a bit of customization that can be performed. You can customize the text that appears in the screens and the boxes. You can customize these links that appear on the screen. Again, if you want to link to benefit documentation or third-party websites, that's something that you can also add to the page. You can put whatever types of descriptions that you want to go along with these particular benefits. The idea with these benefits, again, is that they flow over from your core Abra HR system. There's specific criteria that tie out to these benefits, so the other nice thing about open enrollment is that the employee, when they step through their wizard, they only see the benefits that they're eligible for. When you put criteria out there based on certain employment requirements, the job they need to perform, if they need to be a full-time employee, that sort of information, that will filter out the benefits, so when the employee is stepping through their wizard, there's not a lot of confusion regarding benefits that may appear on the screen. The benefits that do appear on the screen are only the benefits that the employee is eligible for. If the employee clicks Next, that'll take them to the next election category. Next category that comes up is disability information. This is where an employee can make some elections. Again, the text on these screens can be customized. The links on these screens can be customized. Also notice that the information out here in FYI remains available through the wizard process. If the employee clicks Next, it'll take them to the next category. The next category is life insurance. The employee can make their elections here. Again, you can customize the text. You can customize the links that are out here. Also notice in this particular area, if you want to allow the employee to designate beneficiaries, you can designate this particular information to appear on this page so the employee can make their selections. Once the employee fills this particular page out, they'll be able to go down to the bottom and click Next. That'll take them to the next level. Next level is flexible spending information. Again, customization regarding the text, customization regarding the links, and the employees can make their elections right out here on the page. The employee clicks the next page. This should bring up the last set of benefits. This is the medical benefits. And you can see there's various medical elections. The pull-down lists allow you to select your different plans that you wish to participate in. In this example here, if Nora were to decide to participate in a family plan, she may also want to go out here and designate her child and spouse to participate in that family setup. Once she's done making her elections, she can go down to the bottom of the screen, and at the bottom of the screen she can click on Next, and that'll take her to the summary page. The summary page reflects information regarding all the benefits that the employee decided to participate in. It'll show the employee their particular benefits, the election coverage that goes along with those plans, cost to the employee, also cost that the employer may contribute to the plans. If you wish to make an edit to one of those plans, you can go over here to the right and click on the Edit button. Also note that the FYI area is still available here, so if you do want to compare these particular costs to your current benefit plan cost, you can just click on this current benefit link. Also notice at the bottom of the screen, information regarding dependent participation and beneficiaries is also available for the employee to view. If the employee wishes to print out a copy of this information, they can go across the top here and click the Print button and print a copy of their particular elections. Now, to finalize the process, the employee will go down to the bottom of the page, and they'll click Next, and then the exit screen will appear. Notice there's two options before you exit the system. Option number one is that you can say, wait a minute, I'm not finished. I want to return to this open enrollment later. There's information regarding this open enrollment for the employee saying you can return to this particular area up until December 1st. In other words, you have to have your benefits completed, you have to have it turned into an administrator, you have to have it confirmed by December 1st. So between now and then, the employee can go back into the system and make as many changes as they want. The next area allows the employee to finish their enrollment. There'll be notification through email sent over to the benefit administrator that the employee is finished with their enrollment. Also notice at the bottom of the screen is an area for an electronic signature. So if electronic signatures are accepted by your benefit administrator, this is an area that you can implement that. What I want to do now is go ahead and log out of an employee record, and I want to go into Mary Johnson's record. And Mary is a benefit administrator that we have set up here in the application. Her responsibility is to set up the open enrollment, and you'll see that there's specific administrative tasks tied to those requirements. If we go out here and close up the employee and manager functionality, you'll see out here, first of all, there's specific benefit requirements regarding election codes, plan groupings. This is where you'll take your benefits out of your core Abra HR system and group them, so as the employee steps through the wizard, they're going to be able to see their medical benefits combined with their savings benefits, see their insurance benefits combined together. This is where you're able to do that grouping. You're also able to go out here and do benefit eligibility. Note that as we look at this information, as you go through your wizards, there's an option to edit this information. And when you go into an edit mode, anything that you do as an administrator is also a wizard-driven process. So this particular setup process works the same way as if you were an employee stepping through your open enrollment. There's an area out here that you can designate the company and the organization levels that are eligible for this particular benefit. Once you designate that, you would click Next. There's employment information that may be unique to this particular benefit. So if you have to be a certain employee type, if you have to have a certain status, if you have to be full-time, that information can be applied to the benefit. Once you set that up, you can click Next. There's specific job requirements that can be tied to the benefit. So maybe you've got some sort of a union that has specific requirements that says if an employee performs a certain job, they're supposed to get a certain benefit. Or maybe you've got additional life insurance benefits that are available to your traveling employees. If that's the case, you can just designate those particular requirements here on the job requirement screen. And then the last thing you're also able to designate, if we go down here and click on Next, you can designate the eligibility dates that go along with the individual benefits. So are you looking at the employee's last hire date, an adjusted seniority date, or the original hire date? Do you calculate based on months or days or quarters or years? What's the number of units? What's the actual eligibility date? And then what you can do is go ahead and test that particular date by putting a certain hire date out here in the system, and the system will tell you when the person would be eligible for this particular benefit. This is a process that you'll step through with all the different benefits. Again, it's wizard driven, so it makes it very easy to set up this information out here in the system. Also, what you're able to do is you're able to go out here and set up your specific open enrollments as well as your life events. Your life event is basically an event that's going to occur throughout the year that requires an employee to get into their benefits. It's outside of the open enrollment period, so if you've got different things that occur where an employee gets married, they have a baby, maybe you have a new hire that needs to enroll in their benefits, you can set these particular items up under a life event, which is also a wizard-driven process that the employee will go through in updating their benefits. There's other administrative capabilities where the administrator can go out there and they can approve the open enrollments, they can review the open enrollments, and they can also update the open enrollment by taking all of the benefit elections and sending them back into the core Abra HR system. So if an an administrator wants to go into the system and view this information regarding some employee records, they can go out here and view the employee information, and they'll be displayed a list of employees. And the employee that we walked through during our presentation was Nora Chin. So when we get a list of employees up here, we'll drill down into Nora's record and we'll be able to view her benefit elections. There'll be an option out here as we go through these groups of employees to see who is currently enrolled, who is currently approved, who has pending records, and who has not started the process yet. So we'll be able to kind of go through this list and see the various categories. Here is Nora's record, and we can see that her process is underway, and we can see the various elections that Nora made during her open enrollment process. The other thing that's nice about this particular screen is that there's also reports that go along with this process. So if we go out and look at the benefit reports, you can see that there's information regarding your benefit setup. So if you want to review the criteria that you've applied to your benefits, how you grouped your benefits, and that sort of information, that information is available through a benefit setup report. There's also eligibility and enrollment exception reports. That information is the same thing that's reflected on the screen that we're looking at right now. What this can help you do is manage your open enrollment by finding out who's started the process, who's not yet started the process, who's completed the process. Maybe you've got some pockets of employees where they haven't even started their process, but they all have a common manager. You may be able to get your managers to help you kick off the open enrollment with these particular employees. So there's some enrollment reports that help you with that type of information. There's also general enrollment information that's available here where you can go through and run lists where you can confirm that everybody has gone through the enrollment, that there are no exceptions, that everybody is approved. This is the type of report that you would run just before bringing your information in to the Abra HR system. Keep in mind that Abra HR is the core Abra module that is required to use the Open Enrollment module. Open Enrollment is a part of the Abra Workforce Connection module set, and it does integrate specifically with the Employee Self-Service System. That concludes our presentation for the Open Enrollment System for Abra. Thank you.